The grocery store was loud that evening, carts rattling, kids whining, fluorescent lights buzzing faintly overhead. Yet, at the end of aisle 7, a man stood perfectly still, clutching a crying baby to his chest. Ethan's face was pale, his shirt damp from the tiny girl's tears. His daughter, Lily, just shy of a year old, squirmed restlessly in his arms as her sobs rose louder and louder. His eyes darted, panicked, over shelves of diapers and formula he couldn't afford, and then to the long line at the register. For weeks, he had been drowning, working nights as a janitor, sleeping in his car, and trying to shield Lily from the gnawing hunger and bitter cold of his reality. Tonight, something in him had simply broken. As Lily's cries pierced the air, people glanced at him, some with pity, some with annoyance. Nobody stopped. Until she did. A young woman, maybe late 20s, with auburn hair tied back in a messy bun, came around the corner. She wore scrubs, clearly fresh off a long hospital shift. She stopped when she saw him, really saw him, his sagging shoulders, his hollow eyes, and the baby whose tiny fingers gripped his collar like he was all she had. Ethan startled when she spoke softly. "Do you need help?" Her voice was kind. Not judgmental. Not hurried. Just kind. He stared at her for a long moment before his lip trembled, and he whispered, "I don't know what else to do." And then, without even thinking, he did the unthinkable. He held Lily out to her. Could you just hold her for a minute? Please," he choked out. Something inside him shattered as the words left his mouth. The woman's eyes widened at first, but then softened. Without hesitation, she reached out and cradled Lily against her chest, swaying instinctively as she whispered soothing nonsense into the baby's ear. Lily quieted almost immediately, nuzzling into her scrubs. Ethan's knees buckled and he sank to sit on the floor, burying his face in his hands. For a moment, the only sound was Lily's soft hiccups and the woman's gentle hum. She crouched beside him, still holding the baby. "You don't have to tell me everything," she said quietly, "but you look like you've been carrying something too heavy, for too long." And just like that, it all came spilling out. The layoffs. The medical bills from his wife's illness. Her death 6 months ago. The eviction notice. The endless rejections from jobs that paid enough to cover childcare. How he'd been living in his car with Lily since January, desperate to keep her warm and fed, terrified someone would take her away if they found out. The woman listened without flinching, her fingers gently stroking Lily's soft hair. Then she said 3 words that he would never forget. "Can I help?" Ethan blinked at her, tears streaking his face. She looked down at Lily, who was now fast asleep in her arms, and then back at him. "I've been praying for a baby," she whispered. I can't have my own. But if you'd trust me, I could help take care of her. You don't have to do this alone. Nobody should have to do this alone." Her words cut through the noise of the store, through the hopelessness he'd been drowning in, and planted a fragile seed of light in his chest. He stared at her, overwhelmed. "Why?" was all he could manage. Her smile was quiet, but sure. "Because somebody helped me once when I was about to give up. And I promised myself, if I ever had the chance, I'd pay it forward." That night, she invited them both to her small apartment. She cooked them a hot meal. She let him shower while she rocked Lily to sleep. And for the first time in months, Ethan felt like maybe he wasn't failing his daughter. Over the next weeks, she helped him find a better job. She offered her spare room while he saved up for his own place. And as the days passed, he noticed the way she lit up when Lily giggled, how tenderly she tucked her in at night, how fiercely she cheered Ethan on when he doubted himself. One spring evening, after Lily's first birthday, Ethan watched them together in the park, Lily toddling unsteadily into the woman's waiting arms, both of them laughing in the golden light, and something shifted in him. He walked over, heart pounding, and said softly, "You once asked if you could be her mom." She turned, startled, hope shimmering in her eyes. Ethan smiled, tears catching in his throat. She'd be lucky to have you. Her own tears spilled over as she hugged Lily close, whispering to her through her sobs, "Hi, baby. I'm your mommy now." In that moment, in the fading sunlight of a city park, three broken hearts found each other and became whole again. And it all started with a stranger's kindness, the kind that reminds us all that no matter how dark life gets, there's always someone, somewhere, willing to light the way.